fight beauty in the dark.
My name is Devinne Meyers. I'm from Binghamton, New York, and I am a singer-songwriter. I mean, when I was a kid, music was a huge part of my life at home. My mom would jam out to Pat Benatar, Bonnie Tyler. She had Celine Dion. She had Alanis Morissette. She really loved the power women, and I kind of related to that at a young age. I also loved poetry as a kid and art, so it was kind of something that was a part of me. I rejected it a little bit in my early adulthood because I wanted to see what I was without music, and decided that I wasn't happy without it, so I went back to it. It's kind of been this ebb and flow throughout my life. The most recent kind of like, aha, this is what you're supposed to do was about a year ago. I was going through some personal stuff and hadn't gigged out for a couple months, and finally had a show, and I was getting really anxious about it, and I almost didn't want to do it. I made myself do it, and I was glad I did. Once I was there, I realized and I remembered like how therapeutic it is for me, and just amazing. And I could be having the worst day, and music is just something to me that's personally very healing.
The thankful folks that greet her while she waits on Silver Line to hear my call. To call out that I'm alright.
It's a way to connect with people on a level that otherwise in regular conversation you might miss it. Especially in a live scene. It's really special when you can kind of read the crowd and they can kind of read you. And what I feel like when I'm singing a song, I feel like somebody's listening to me, as opposed to this back and forth, kind of like, you know how you'll be in an argument with somebody or you're trying to persuade somebody to view your perspective on things. Music doesn't really know parties or religion or what you ate for breakfast or anything other than that moment when you're listening to somebody kind of pour their heart out in their own special way, and it's this intimate connection that otherwise might be lost.
Well, she woke up today just to brighten up my day.
The industry's changing. Everything's on the internet. There's always some new social media thing or this, that, and a third, a different way people are doing it. I tend to look at people that I look up to and I respect well in the music industry. How are they doing it? Okay, maybe I should do that. As a musician, as a creative person, it's now, whereas before in the industry where you could kind of just do music and do your own thing and then somebody would swoop in and do all that work for you, it's the other way now. You got to do all that work. You have to market, you got to do a Facebook page, you got to build your own website, you have to make your own EPK, you have to get some professional photography, you have to do things like this, you know, to kind of get your name out there. It's a lot more grassroots, which I think is fun, honestly. Marketing does have a lot of creativity in it, and once you get into it, it's fun and it's kind of addicting. But there are times when I'm like, what should I post today? I know I have to post something. I don't know what the heck to say. So, but yeah, it's interesting because it's something that I think a lot of musicians are still trying to figure out, because this has all just happened within the past 5 to 10 years where we've had to like really push forward on the marketing on our own end. But yeah, it's a different world now.
And if your heart's been forsaken, a fortune you'd no choice to choose. So you sigh.
My view of the music industry now has changed only because I've learned more along the way. When I first started out, I was kind of this, girl with a dream. Okay, let's do this. It's gonna be, fun. And just learning things along the way of how the business runs. I mean, I personally love it. It's a double-edged sword again, but in terms of, where before musicians could make money off of record sales, that's pretty much dissipated at this point. Unless you're looking for, a special vinyl or, some track that's otherwise not found anywhere else. Again, going back to my philosophy of music and why I do it, and it's having that connection. So ultimately, if the industry now is making that easier for people worldwide, not even just, in Broome County and Binghamton, in New York or wherever I play, it can be reached across the world. That's amazing to me.
Like a cages to a bird, and I set them free. So they went and did the same for me.
Get yourself out there. And the big reason why I play out so much is to gain the experience. It's a way to get your name out there, but also have fun, meet new people. You never know who's listening, and you never know, whose life you'll touch or. So yeah, I just get out there. Make sure it's fun. If it's not fun and you're miserable, then what's the point? And this is just speaking from experience. But yeah, definitely get out there. Get the confidence, whether it's posting videos on Facebook for your friends to listen and kind of critique or, support you, or if it's going out to open mics. That's how I got started, was the open mic scene. It really not only helped my performance and helped get kind of the jitters out, but it also put me in touch with other musicians, which I think is huge. Feed off the energy of those guys. Go to the people who've been doing it for a while, kind of pick their brains.
I've got my mind set in the dirt. You think I'd fall, and babe, I might, but it won't hurt.
I have a new album coming out. It's called Silverline. First and foremost, I'm working with Joe Alston from Milkweed. So we're finishing that up, and that's due out in 2018. Stick around for that. Really excited about it. And the project, it's my first full-length studio album, so that's one thing to look forward to. Another thing to look forward to is beautiful artwork by Martin Chamanpour. He's a local artist. And especially the people that are on the album, I absolutely astounded and thankful and fortunate for the talent that's on there. It's really exciting. And the theme of the album is kind of this, the theme is pain. As optimistic as that sounds. Why is she so excited about pain? But yeah, essentially the human condition and pain and how we deal with it, and shedding light on human topics I think is really important, like depression, anxiety, mental disorders, life things like cancer, or not just physical ailments or mental ailments, but just bad days in general, bad days and things. And I think that it's important to shed light on it because, especially when it comes to the matter of mental health, the best way to aid in relief of those everyday mental battles that you put yourself through, I think the number one antidote is connection and letting people know that you deal with it too. Because I think when it comes to depressed people, they think they're alone, and that's the furthest from the truth. That's kind of my goal with this. Follow my Facebook page if you want to learn more about it.
My tracks are in the clouds, nothing can hold me to the ground. I'm headed down